as well. Ashe Fatusin. Boro boy Boshishe, Alori, Owl, Ianifa, Ilia Dingbe, Ilia do Temple. So, okay, Ifatusin, I'm ready. I think we ready now.
Okay, Baba, give me a few minutes. I'm pulling it up.
Of, of, of how many minutes?
Well, actually, about a minute. I
I
already
know.
have one just for the occasion.
I just, I just, I just feel like I know because I feel like you've been on this for a couple of days of our earlier discussion, and so I don't know who that is with the iPhone, but a Boro boy Boshishe. So I don't know when you gonna have the verse. If two cents gonna be this year or next, because we close. I thought you had this already.
I did, but it's in my computer, so it's in my iPad. So now I'm looking it up because I'm on my iPad. So I
But
have to go out of here. I'm sorry.
you can minimize the window.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm doing.
So this week for O'Shea, we had Erecho Tune. So today is the last day for that. And so I just want to remind everyone to make sure that one that they continue to pray for the things that they want. That we're getting up early. Not too early, but we're getting up early enough to uh, at least pray. Get our prayers into the universe, into the you know. You ready? You ready?
I am ready, Baba.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Odin Sa. Edine does not run. Edine has no fear. Edine is not frightened. Ifa's message for Orunmila when going to become the husband of Ode. He was advised to offer a bow. Travelers of Ipo and Ofa towns. Who does not know that it was who does not know that it was contribution to pay off his debt, to pay off the debt of Ode, that of Ode that we are making. Ashe.
Ooh, message. I don't know if my soundboard is working, but I still hit the clap. So sometimes we can do things, right? We can be investing and paying forward, and whether it's energy, with right, money is a representation of energy. Money is a representation of energy. So when sometimes people will say certain things like someone is uh, siphoning my energy, or someone is pulling on my energy, right? You know, people will do that, right? It could be that phone call that leaves you drained. It could be always being asked for money or being asked for assistance and it's not reciprocated, right? So it's very different than what we talked about before about the children. Like children are creditors. right? Because we pay for our children. Like we everything we do for our children, we you know, is paid. So whether it's time, money, or otherwise, right? A mixture of the two. With this is kind of like an extension of that. It didn't size an extension of that, right? Giving but not receiving, right? That the things that you give to people go to pay off their debt. Sometimes we can shelter people from their karma. This is the same thing. Sometimes people will play on particular type of emotion or trauma, right? The lack of self-awareness. Even those things, those people, those places, those ways of thinking that we are married to, we're aligned with, can cause this challenge. You know, if you in a one-sided relationship, right? What do they call it? It'll come to me. But we will.
Narcissist.
So we will pay into it, right, with our energy. You know, we can, um, it's always giving, giving. They want you to always give, but you never receive unrequited. That's the word, unrequited. What things are we doing that's unrequited, right? This Ifa tells us to be mindful of those things that we do that are unrequited, that it's not fulfilling. So little did we know we're paying off someone else's debt, karmic debt, physical debt, sometimes even our own. If I ask us to be mindful, right, and not to stand for anyone, right? Think about yourself first. Sometimes we think about others' immediate needs over our long-term needs. If I ask us not to do that, to be mindful. Can you say the verse again, Ifa Tucson?
Ashe.
I got it right here somewhere. I was just looking.
Edine Sa. Edine does not run. Edine has no fear. Edine is not frightened. Ifa's message for Arumina. When going to become the husband of Ode, he was advised to offer a bow. Travelers of Ipo and Ofa town. Who does not know that it was contribution to pay off the debt to Ode that we are making? Ashe.
I say questions, concerns, comments on that verse. Ifa Banke.
Don't really have any questions. I'm trying to make the correlation between the oath, the verse that she read and the information that you just gave about money and energy and being mindful, thinking of ourselves over long term. I'm trying to make the connection. So could you
So
help me do that, or is that
Benny,
what you were doing?
Benny, but that's what I was attempting to do, but I can do it in another
Okay,
way.
well, okay, so that's what you were doing by saying that the money is a representation of energy, and we pay into things, and all of that stuff was breaking down the verse that she read.
Yes,
Okay,
putting it
all right,
putting
thank you.
putting it in layman's term, or attempting to, So I just want to make sure that everybody understands, um, what's being said and how to look at it, because we go through these things in our own life, right? So So whether it is a romantic relationship or otherwise, right? It's telling us that there's a relationship, there's something that we're aligned with, right? So this is the where it says that he was going to be the husband of Ode. So Ode is the hunter,
Okay.
right? So the person is looking for something, right? They're even a runner, right? So we know the runner chaser thing, right? Right. And so what
Right.
happens is this thing or this person is not in a state of attraction. They're in a state of searching.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so the person like you could be aligned with someone. I could be aligned with someone that is a runner. They're always chasing something,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a particular type of energy. So what happens is that running, right, you always chasing. That means that you always kind of like putting energy into something, and you're not in a state of receiving.
Yes.
You follow me?
The connection of of Ode meaning hunter put it all together for me.
Yes, I see.
And the way that you broke down always searching and seeking and being aligned with someone that it makes sense to me now.
Yes, man.
Thank you.
Yes. So, so you know, it's a the in this ODE5 we would be told or advised to not be in a rush, right? To kind of even right sometimes hold back, right? Because we're giving energy into a thing as well that's not receiving. We're not receiving. So there has to be this balance, right? There has to be, the expansion energy and then the contractual energy. There has to be a time of receiving, right? Reaping, right? The what was sown. And so this Odu Epos, tells us that there's things going on. Like, why is there no progress? It's because we're paying into something that doesn't have longevity. We're investing in something that doesn't have longevity. It's more like a whim, So it kind of like discusses like foundational core beliefs and things like that as well. So if I ask us to kind of like check ourselves as well, what we invested into, are we investing in something that's going to generate a return, right? Because this is what the whole goal is, right? This is why we pray or we make offerings or we do these things, right? To receive that good energy that we put out. So it's very important, right? That we receive this information, right? Because it was telling us quit investing in people, quit doing that. It could be right argument. It could be an argument as well, right? So the hunter gets to decide which place he hunts. In heaven, right? When we hunt for those things in the spiritual, right, or on earth, right? So we see that with Ogbayonu, it's a different Odu file to talk about the hunter in heaven. Who's the hunter in heaven? Anybody know? Let me see with your hand raised. Who knows who the hunter in heaven is? Ojibona,
It is Ochosi.
Ashe. So who's the hunter of earth? Ifatusin,
Ogun.
Ashewa.
Oh.
So we get to see, right? Ochoshi shoots the arrows. It's that expansion energy. Ogun with the machete. So it helps us to really see, it's that forward moving, progressive, clearing the way type of energy. It should be when it's in you, right? Ashe. iPhone, whoever iPhone is. Do you have any questions about that verse? Yeah, Io.
No, I don't have a question, bro. This is my first time in this class. I'm just listening right now.
Who is it?
I spoke with you this morning.
Okay, okay. Anthony,
Yes, sir.
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I just left the soccer game.
I say who won?
Oh, they won.
I I say
I say.
yeah, Ayo.
My only question is, will Ifa Toussaint share the verse in the chat?
Is she? We should have it already.
We do? I don't think
Yeah.
I got it.
It's it's in it's one of our so they only use verses that we all have. So it might have been before you got here why you don't have it. But we had it as an Etah Dogon. That might have been right before you got here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Can I get it, please?
yeah, don't leave it to me because I was supposed to put these other verses
Yeah.
in the chat, and I have not done it
Can I get your permission to do that, Baba?
in the Etah in the.
Can I put it in the chat?
You want to put it in here? Yeah, you in here.
Bet.
Kaliba. I say.
No, I had to unpause my phone
know.
first. I guess so. Basically, what you were saying is like, don't put no energy into something that he can't like grow from or, elevate from, or it's not doing the same for us.
Benny. Yes, ma'am. So like Kaliba, I don't want to use that as an example, but I'm like, if I call you up and, if I call you up asking you for advice, not saying that it won't happen, right? But I'm supposed to be in a position where I'm doing, well, it's not about listening, but it's about advice. If I can't find the answers, right, that I need from my elders, I guess it's a bad example, but someone shouldn't call you argue. Let's put it like that, right? So at that moment, right, it's talking about a relationship, a connection between two people. So somebody call you up arguing, and you argue with them, then you are putting energy, right? That high energy, that fast moving energy into the thing, right? And so the fire builds and builds. Right, you could be going back and forth, right? Instead of having, if they come with you with the fire and you come with the water, coolness. And so that coolness will, it might take a little time, but eventually it'll put the fire out. So you get to decide what energy you invest into the thing. And yeah, I'm talking about it in the negative. So, but in the positive, right? In the positive, us adding, it is us adding um, sweetness and those things that bring along life, that type of energy, right? So don't put energy into something that you don't want to have a long life. So this extends more than just words, you know. Yes, Ipatus.
I did have another question, but this question, and actually you provoked it just now. So, like what if someone calls you with contention for someone else? And like what is your job at that point? Because obviously they are calling you for advice. So you do have the right to decide whether you give energy to that, even though they're calling for advice, or is
Hell
it your
yeah.
job to give advice?
Oh.
Hey, Kaliba, make sure you mute it, Kaliba.
My bad.
Ipatus.
Is it just your job to give advice, or do you have the right to choose whether you put yourself in that or not? If it's
Both,
about you.
both.
Okay.
So there's no. So not only do you get to decide your involvement, or if there is any, you also get to decide what level of involvement that you have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like certain things, don't even bring it to you. You know, that's just how it is. Certain things don't even bring it to me. Right. So we all like that, but we have to make those decisions, right? Because people will rely on us for those decisions. And so, following certain things, right? Don't get drawn into that, but you should kind of try to. My thing would be to kind of diffuse the situation, and so it does require you to look at it, or to listen to whatever's going on in order to um, facilitate a peace, right? So we talk about it all the time, right? Sometimes just apologizing, even if you ain't wrong, right? Well, what Odu is that, Tucson? Apologizing, asking for forgiveness, even though you haven't done anything. What Odu?
O'Shea Bele.
Benny. So how would you can use that Odu, right? From the Omar prayers, you can use that and the advice from that when dealing with situations like this. Right? Edin Sa. So in those situations where you may feel like you've been taken advantage of, and you have to be careful that you're not taken advantage of as well, right? But having forgiveness. So even if somebody calls you with that, you have to decide what energy you're putting into it, right? You can give them advice about forgiveness. That's what would be my thing, right? Right. So everybody has a part to play in it. So you even have a part to play in the outcome. You do, right? So it's you can be responsible for peace reigning by giving the advice of, both of y'all wrong. Both of y'all need to calm down, right? Because there's nobody's perfect in the exchange. So, taking that stance, combining those things, using that wisdom that you already have, it's at your fingertip, will help you to, kind of like navigate that. And so then, where you were called to be a party to it, right? You end up bringing resolution to it. So remember, this the things that Arumala was supposed to do. We talked about it last week um in Idina Shugbo, Odi on the right and Irechi on the left. Arumala is the mouthpiece. What is it that made Arumala the mouthpiece of the 1001 deities? Deities. So that means, hold on, let's talk about it. Those 1001 deities will include your ancestors, right, on your mother and father side. They'll include the 400, even if we just do it like this, the 400 Orisha, right? Because the Rumale don't exist in the world, right? You can't see them, you can't touch them, right? Then you got, the gods of the Mesopotamian gods and goddesses. You got the Greek gods and goddesses. You got the Norse or the Celtic gods and goddesses, right? 1001. We can probably Google it, right, and get 1001 names of different deities. But don't forget your ancestors in there too. So Orunmila or Ifa, right, was picked as the mouthpiece, right, because of different things, right? Oration, which means the way that the message is conveyed verbally, right? Resolution, right? How is the thing resolved, right? So Ifa has the best resolution. So it's not saying that nothing else will resolve it. It's not saying that hoodoo won't resolve it. It's not saying that candomblé won't resolve it. It's not saying that blue kumi won't resolve it. It's not saying that Christianity won't resolve it. It's not saying that any of these other uh, systems won't resolve it. But it says that Ifa is the one that has the best resolution. The best resolution. So, you know, relying on that and the wisdom that it gives and things like that, even in this circumstance, right? Where we start at one place and we utilize something that we learn from another and we take it over there, right? We take one thing we learn from over here and we move it over there. We incorporate egg bay energy at that time, taking it from one group to another, learning wisdom over here and applying it to these other. Ashe. You guys, Yellow.
No, no questions, Baba. My earpiece is
It's
acting funny.
Benny.
Hmm.
Omo Iya.
I do have a question, Baba, but it's not about what you were speaking about just now.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
No. Today's question and answer day.
Okay. Well, I'm preparing to leave, and I have these shoes that have black in them. It has so they're like Nikes. They're all white, but they have a black Nike sign. Do I have to give them away? I know it's so
If
random.
if
Sorry.
if they my size, I'll take
No, I hope my feet not your size. Wait a minute.
it. You
So
can
I can wear them then, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I didn't give away all my clothes. Black was my color, but not no more. Okay, thank you, Baba. That's it then.
Benny, but you can wear red though.
I know, but I wasn't really a red lady. I was more of black.
That's 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 not what your EPA says.
I know, that's why I don't wear it. I've given so much away. But okay,
But
thanks,
but,
Baba.
but you can wear red. I can't wear red. You can wear red.
Well, I'm about to start getting into this red. So thank
Ashe.
you.
Ashe. Welcome.
Ashe.
Yeah, Ayo.
We still have the taboo with where we can wear black,
Um
or has that always been the
it's
taboo?
it's it's, it's I think it's in this one, black and red. But it's a general thing. But you should never, as a general, okay, yes. Generally, right, it's no black, solid black, and no red, solid red, and no black with red or red with black.
Oh, okay. I gotta go through my closet.
Uh,
Also,
yeah,
um,
it's, if you wear it, it's not meant to be oppressive,
mhm,
right? So remember, first you undergo the mental change, the awareness, right? So even if you wear black, like it's not meant to be oppressive. So because you have black, for her especially, it's different. But you know, um, she can wear red. She can wear solid red.
mhm,
You understand? She can wear
yeah.
solid red, and so um, you know, it's because of her energy. She Ia Pupa. She a daughter of Ia Pupa. That's why her name is Omo Iya.
Oh,
Yeah. So she can wear red.
makes sense.
You
I,
understand?
I do. I understand. I got one more question.
It's
Peanuts. We still can't eat peanuts, right?
Benny.
Okay. Yeah. Let me throw away all this peanut butter stuff in my house.
So you can use it as offering. So don't throw it away.
Okay. Cause
So
I've been eating Snicker bars and
mm,
I don't think I was supposed to be doing that.
so you didn't know, but so let me say this, right? So there's no there's no for you it's different from Efatusin or the ENE5 or Ojibona, you know. It's different for y'all because y'all not necessarily part, right? So, there's two taboos that we have at Ilya Dingbe, and one is peanuts and the other one is rooster. So, as it generally, right? Of course, with the red and black, those are general taboos for Ifa, right? Those undiluted colors, stuff like that, because of the energy that they bring. So the reason why we have taboo or ikilo or the observances because these are the things that we're supposed to use in our practice. So do you understand that, Iya Ayo?
Benny Baba.
So does Baba eat corn? Do you know if I eat corn or not? I think you might have.
I think I heard you say you don't eat corn.
Benny. So this is so my ebos will be effective. The offerings that I make with corn for me, right there, I can use the corn, for a lot of different things, right? Even to save someone's life, they don't have the money for it, but
Understood.
so I don't eat it. So I use it outside the body in order to promote life, long life, prosperity, whatever, right? So I don't eat it. The same as for you and all of us with peanuts and with rooster, those who are part of the elate. So what it requires is that we understand clearly about taboo. Right? Taboo was given to us by who? Who gives us taboo? Anybody? Raise your hand up. Oh, tell me, EIO. Who gives us taboo?
The Iani.
Benny. So okay, I'm preaching to the choir.
I remember. I remember.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So the EIME, right? If your mama said, don't put your hand on that stove, it's gonna burn you. These different prohibitions, right? Because it's gonna cause us some type of loss. That's the only reason we need to be told something, right? To prevent loss. So that's the first thing, right? So if we eat the thing instead of using it to project our consciousness, everybody say project our consciousness.
Project
our consciousness.
Project our consciousness.
Project our consciousness.
When you don't eat the taboo and you use it as an offering, you're projecting the energy instead of calling it in. We don't want to call in the strife and those type of things associated with, we don't want to internalize our egg bait. We want it to be cohesive. Right. So we're projecting this energy into the spirit world so that it will manifest in the physical. Remember, we make the offering projection. Right. We talked about it earlier with Idin Sa. Ifatusin said it, right? That we're paying into a debt. We could be making offering and offering and offering as well into something and not receiving a return. This is why we wait for Ifa to tell us what the offering is and why. So restraint is a good watchword. But when it comes to the ikilo or the taboo, right, that we will not eat the thing because it is our ashe. So we can get back into the whole thing about eating birds with Osameji. Everybody get out the seat for the old lady. So, and Oyeku Pelekan, it tells us about covenants, that we agree to not have these things. So this is why Ifa initiation is important, because we learn our taboo. So right now you could be eating your taboo or using your taboo, and it not necessarily causes a blockage, right? It could cause a challenge with health. It cause a challenge with finances, relationships, right? Some type of loss. So this is why we don't eat taproot, because we use it in our work. Go ahead, EIO.
I was just gonna say thank you, Baba. That was good.
I shall. So I'm at odds about drinking this gin, right? Because we have it as a taboo. I even put it in the group in the chat last night about it because Eggbay said it yesterday. I was giving an offering to Eggbay, and Eggbay said, "I take that offering, but make sure y'all ain't drinking. So just be careful, while y'all out and stuff like that over the weekend. Um, Staying out of heavy emotion, right? That's what the alcohol symbolizes too. Right? Make sure you got adequate controls, things like that on what you got going on. Anybody else? Question?
I just
Concern,
wanted to
comment?
share something too. No drinking wine because I messed up, y'all.
Listen. Well, remember, your OD has specific your OD has specific stuff in it, but we're not gonna go over that. We're not gonna go over that here, but yeah. Remember to eat first. That's outside of this Etah Dogon period. Just remember to eat. Anybody else with any question? Keep it 2 cents.
Baba, and outside it talks about the two Borokinis, the one of heaven and the one of earth. Is there any Ori that made it here that did not give Ebo?
No.
Ashe. That's what I knew you was gonna say that, but I needed to ask anyway.
So there's times when like in Ogbe Sa, Ogbe Rikusa. Y'all remember? Okay, Ifani, Ogbe Sa, Ogbe Rikusa. All right.
Okay, Riku.
Okay, Rikusa.
Itarukuta,
Itarukuta,
Tarukuta,
Tarukuta,
Ruku, Ta Ta Ta,
Ruku,
Diafon Iba,
Diafun,
Eva.
King Sawolo,
Din Sawulo,
Odio Yo,
Odio Yo,
Ebony Wani Kawase,
Ebaniwaniko,
Ibarula,
Ibarula,
Ibaruka,
Ibaruka,
Ai Waye,
Maye,
Tamaniba,
Niba,
Ke Niba, Siomo,
Te Niba, Siomo,
Ke Niba, Sioma,
Ke Niba, Sioma,
Ke Niba, Sibo Boire.
Ke Niba, Sibo,
That's not the verse, but it's the same Odu. But that Odu talks about what came first, right? The chicken or the egg. What came first, children or money? So it is children that bring prosperity. It is those things that are encoded in one's destiny, coming from heaven to earth. Coming from heaven to earth. So it is, my favorite Odu, other than Oyeku Pelekan, is Ogbeyonu. And Ogbeyonu is the one that tells us about the sacrifices that are made. Right? So even with Alpha Wape and Ori Lemede, Ori Seku, right, coming from heaven to earth, right, the child of Ogun, the child of contention, and the child of Orunmila. When Olodumare created them, right, they were told to go to Ajala P and pick their destiny. So it shows us that, right, that contention and strife, right, they're the ones that don't offer their bow, right? You can say those certain types of energies, because those energies can appear in different forms in different people, right? We can get the same energy in different people, right? But those challenges, those types of things came from heaven and earth with us, right? We picked that when we picked our destiny. So if we look at it, right, that it was Apawape, which is the Ori, good Ori, most complete Ori. He stopped and offered a bow when, when going to pick his destiny. So his companions, right? His companions was contention and strife. So it says, even when you offer a bow, that there's contention and strife that come from heaven to earth with you. It's a part of your plan. Again, it's very challenging to think about things in this way because you came from heaven to earth, right? And you on the path and you're trying to do all these things, right? That the challenges that you have faced and the ones that you will face came from heaven to earth with you. They actually preceded you coming, through the boundary. But Alpha Wape offered that bow, right? He got the 2 bags of salt and, 20,000 calorie or whatever it was, right? And so he proceeded through the realm of the ancestors, Akbar Lakbar, right? The things that he used, the salt that he used, right, as part of the Ebo, was used, right, to help him to gain certain information and insight. So it's raw. It's raw. How many of you have had to add salt to the Ebo or have seen me add salt to the Ebo? After you in here, should have y'all. So it shows us that the salt goes to certain energies to what? To receive favor, insights, information, right? To give us an idea about what the Ebo is used for, how the different parts of the Ebo are used. So it gave salt to, the guardian of the gate at the realm of the ancestors. Right, to receive information. So what Akbar Lakbar told Apuwape is that, hey, when you get over here to Ajala Mumping, you may not see him because of the creditor. He owed a creditor from the Oris that he made. So again, right, we see this great attribute of selflessness, right? We can see Obatala did it in Ogbeyonu. We can see that Orunmila did it in Oshe Tura. We can see that Orunmila also did it in Odi Meji. We can also see it in Ejiokbe. We can see all these examples of humility from these energies. So Apawape is willing to listen to the elder, right? Helped him to be prepared for a place that he was going anyway. He had to go that way. He was created to go that way, to come from heaven to earth, where his egg base stayed in heaven, right? And his Ori came to the world. He went through the realm of the ancestors. He gave the salt. He received information from the elders. So when we make the offering, we receive something, even if it's just information from the elder. This is the purpose of sacrifice, to receive. He had to give something up to receive something. What do they call it? What's the Latin term? Quid pro quo, right? That's something for something. But earlier, again, we talking about what Ifatusin said with eating, was it eating Sa or Osadi?
Eating Sa.
Yeah, eating Sa, because you just said Osadi a minute ago. You said eating Sa, right? This is telling us to make sure we're not in quid pro none. So if we know quid pro quo, it's the Latin class too, right? Quid pro quo is something for something, right? So if it's something for nothing, that's quid pro none. So what happened was the two companions of uh, Apuape, the two companions of Apuape, didn't make sacrifice. They didn't leave an offering. They went straight to picking their destiny, right? So this shows us that even contention and strife have a destiny. So what is that you said? Do they offer a bow? In a sense, no, but yes, there's something that's given. Ogbe Rikusa says that sometimes a person can come from heaven to earth and not have paid for the ebo that was done in heaven. So we can look at that and say, well, in that instance, they didn't offer a bow, right? But we know that our parents do offer a bow for us. Your mothers and your fathers have made certain types of sacrifice offerings in order to bring you into this realm. It had to slow you down, right? Because your spirit is all over the place, not solidified. So when your mama, our mamas, right, slow us down and put us together piece by piece, cell by cell, molecule by molecule, system by system, to make the Orisha in front of me, or the Orisha before me. Iliad Ding Bang Iliad Do. So, in a sense, yes, Ifatusin, the Ebo is offered. It can be offered on your behalf, but there is a offering that is made, right, when you coming from heaven to earth. There is a price to be paid, right? So when those other energies come, their destiny is less complete, right? So the thing that they do don't last as long. Do we understand that, right? The Ebo is made for longevity.
Fanny Baba, thank you. That is great. You on it today. You better preach.
You know this being recorded. Thank you, Eva Tucson. We need more like that. More comments like that from you. Ifa Wumi, a Buro Boy, a Boshishe.
Akbar, tell Assyria where it was from, Baba.
How are you?
I'm good, Baba.
I shall. You got any question? Today's question and answer.
No questions, Baba.
Stop it. Is Ade Coco with you?
No, I'm at work. Saturday. I'm at work.
He might be.
His dad's
Ashe.
week. I say.
Ashe. Okay. Balance. Ashe. So anybody else? Any other questions? Ifa Banki, I think you got a question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I guess I have a question about the morning prayers.
Okay.
You gave me the document, and is morning prayers you have to do something you don't have to do at your Ifa or with your Ifa, or you do it before you get out of bed, or is there like a protocol to how and when to do morning prayers?
So that's a tough question because the goal is to memorize them, right? So when you do this, that means that you are consuming the Ifa, consuming the wisdom. So yes, I would say one should be with the Ifa, right? Sit down, open up your Ifa, sit down, right? And your Ifa has these offerings that you've made in it, right? Typically, Kolonet, OT, and Omi Tutu, right? So because you asked that question, I want to kind of like lay it all out for you, right? So, Ikatusin,
Yes, Baba.
what is OT,
Alcohol,
right? Ashe, Omi,
water, cool water,
and then Kolonet.
OB.
Yeah.
I say.
Do we typically? What are the offerings that we typically give to Ifa?
Omi Tutu, OB, OT, and sometimes Oyin.
What about Epopupa?
That's a trick. I said that before and you told me no.
Benny,
So no.
Benny. So a lot of people will have you give Epopupa to your Ifa, and you only give Epopupa when you give him blood. Sometimes Ifa will call for it, but there's Odu. It's not something that should be on your list of frequents. So when we give blood, right, when we make those type of offerings to Ifa, then the Epopupa is mixed with it. So what is it that we do with Epopupa and Ilia Dingbe and Ilia Du? When we see, what is it we use Epopupa for? Anybody?
Yeah,
Oh, who said that?
Banque.
Oh, okay.
You
Benny.
told me early.
Ben,
I didn't know my phone was on.
Benny. No. So we were streaming, so that's why I'm asking the questions. So you can answer it. But I'm asking the question, and I'm asking for the answer. I'm looking for the answer because there's people that will watch this video later that may not know. So I know all of you know, but I want you to articulate it for the other people that may see this later. And then, Anthony and here, Anthony don't know, may not know. So those are the things, right? So whenever we see Osa, right, whenever Baba or Ojibona or Iyalode see Osa, what is it that we do with Osa when we see Osa? Anybody?
Pour Epopupa to the ground.
Any. And so Ojibona for who?
For the Iami.
Benny. So so if we give an Epopupa to the ground for Iami, right? We don't want to put that on our Ifa. So it is telling them, hey, this is the place to eat. This is the place of your offering. Remember, we just talked about the salt. So if we give the salt, right, to do what? To receive something. We give the Epopupa as well to do what? Anybody? To receive something.
I was going to say manifest. Ashe.
Fanny. To receive something. So, yeah, that's that. Yes, ma'am.
Baba, can you say what Epopupa is in English for people who don't know what Epopupa is?
It's Epopupa. It's the same. It's It's a proper noun. It's a thing. I understand what you're saying. Palm oil.
Benny, Baba. Benny.
Ashe. Ashe. So, any questions on the Ose? The Ose Ifa Iretio Tune and Otura Reste.
Aluo,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to say this too. It's as far as red palm oil, because there is black palm oil as well that is taboo for us to use. Palm kernel oil is called black palm oil.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was called that. ADI. So there are odus where you will use ID. But yeah, it makes the Orisha throw up. Is it Otura Amosun? I think it's Otura Amosun. I'm not mistaken. I think it's Otura Amosun, where you will mix ID, the palm kernel oil, and Echo together to make Eshu throw up the blessings that he took from Alara, Ajero, and Awarangun Aka. So yeah. So that's the only other time that I have seen it used. And so it's also taboo for us to consume because of the Ikin Ifa. So you are correct. Ashe. So I might try to put this in the chat. I will definitely put it in the WhatsApp. I'll put it in the announcements for Ereto Tune and those two verses from Aturete. The other verse that we had, I think it might be in the Patreon as well. You can type in Ereto Tune. And it tells us in one way that what's going on with and what our responsibilities are. It's kind of crazy you asked that, Ifa Tucson, about the Ebo. And if Ebo was made, because that verse in the Red-Tailed Tune speaks about it. So let's do it. Let's do it one more time. We did it the other day. Ifani Ireto Tune.
Erectile tune.
While youth eat bones,
While
Wow.
you
Oh, you
eat
eat
bones.
the elders eat the fleshy part.
The
The
elders
elders
eat
Elders
the
eat the
fleshy part.
fleshy part.
This Ifa cast
This
This
Ifa
Ifa
cast
Podcast
for the child's mother,
for the child's mother,
who would offer Ebo
who will
who will
offer
offer
Elbow.
prosperity
for prosperity
prosperity
for the child ahead of time.
for the child
for the child ahead of time.
That was also the Ifa cast
Was also the East
Also
Also the
also the
Ifa
Ifa cast
for the child's father,
for the
for the
child.
child
who would offer Ebo
who will offer a bow
of wealth
of wealth
for the child ahead of time.
for the child ahead of time.
Truly,
Truly,
Truly.
keep it together. A child's mother
a child's mother
Child's mother
is the harbinger,
is the
is
harbinger
the harbinger
prosperity for the child.
For the
of
prosperity.
prosperity for the child.
And the child's father
For the
And the
child's father.
is the, but I lost my place. Is a source of wealth
is the source of wealth
for the child.
for the child.
It is my father
It is my father
who offered
who offered
appropriate Ebo
Appropriate
Ebo
for me to prosper so.
for me to
for me
prosper.
to prosper so.
and a child's father
And a child's father
is a source of wealth for the child.
Is a source
is
of
the source of wealth for the child.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So this Oduifa speak about two entities. Two entities. Anybody want to take a gander at it? Oh, now no hands up. Are there any hands up? No hands? Give it Tucson.
I'm gonna take a gander. I'm guessing. Two entities, Obatala and Ifa.
They present, but that's not who the Odu is talking about.
Okay, so the mama and the daddy.
Danny.
Oh, that was easy.
So no, I want you to start there. I don't want you to stop there. I want you to start there.
Okay, so the mama and the daddy.
Right. It say those. It names those.
The mother and the father.
Danny, you said that already.
Okay. You talking about the names in the verse?
No, I'm talking about the energies, right? So what energy is associated with bone? So okay. So what's today, Ifa Tucson? I just want you to say it.
Saturday.
Yeah, but what Orisha day is it?
Egungun.
So who would the mother and father be in this Odu Ifa?
Egungun.
Right? You got Egungun Baba, and you got Egungun Iya.
So Egun and Egbe is the two.
No, no, we didn't say nothing about Egbe.
No, we didn't.
Even though they there, that's not the so Ashe. So those energies that you name off all the Orisha that you named so far, including Egbe.
Ifa, Obatala, Egbe, and Egungun.
No, you didn't name Egungun. I named Egungun.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Don't
You
try to
did.
steal my joy. Don't try to steal my joy. That's my
But you made me say
shot.
it, so you right.
Danny,
Okay.
but that's for me. That ain't for you. You said the other three. You know, you said the other three.
You show right.
Those energies are present.
Ben.
They're just not in the forefront.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I do.
So of course, right, the growing of the child, you have to have Obatala.
Yes.
Right? Conception.
Yes, sir.
Right? You have to have the alignment or the opportunity for it. Oshun, of course. These energies are there. So it's a great example of how we move in and out of Orisha. Go ahead.
But they're not in the forefront. I do understand.
They're not in the forefront, but we move in and out of different Orisha.
Mm-hmm.
So again, right, this is why we need to have Ifa first instead of Orisha first, because we move in and out of these energies. So all we have to do is kind of like think about what the Odu is saying, right? We have to look at it clearly and plainly, right? It takes people sometimes to train us how to see it like we doing now. So we move in and out of certain Orisha, right? And this Red Tail Tune is talking about the separation, right? There's no separation between the mother and the father. You know, there's So, and what they're offering, right? They come together and they make the offering for the child. So, in order for the child to be birthed, we need those other energies as well. Obatala to keep the child in the womb till it's time while these sacrifices are being made. So, on a whole nother esoteric level, right? That's the physical. But what about the spiritual? In the spiritual, there's the ancestors that are here. There's the Iami that is here, right? And we can see it with the what it says about bones. There's a saying from Ogbe Hunle, Ogbe on the right and a woman on the left, Egun ki Egun, bone of my bone. Right? The Babalawo uses the Igbo to talk about Des Iku, but it's also the ancestors, the elders, right? But it's EOTN, Ojibona, those abbreviations.
I don't know what you're talking about, Bo.
EOTN,
EOTN.
Elders of the Night.
Oh.
Ogwato, 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 the Elders of the Night. So it's telling us, right, what offerings need to be made. Right? We're gonna offer the animal, we're gonna feed what needs to be fed, right? In order to get to the bone, the animal must be used. This is the training. Right? It's talked about steps in the process during the training period while the youth eat bones during their training period. Right? The elders will eat the fleshy part. There's a lot in this verse. This ephod calves for the mother and also for the father, for prosperity and wealth ahead of time, ahead of the child. So you asked earlier, is there ebo that is made before the child comes from heaven to earth? This Odu supports that because it's saying that the mother and the father offer a bow for the child ahead of time, whether it's for prosperity or wealth. It is the appropriate ebo, right? That is the tenets of the ebo, right? Because they've made the sacrifice. The baby is born, right? It has manifest, right? These energies, these Orisha, these Aromale have come together to bring this Orisha into existence. And so there's other things that need to be made. It tells us how to deal with our children. It tells us, that it takes both of us, right? So those old fashioned views and values and things like that, right? It's telling us that no one could do it on their own because they both bring something to the table, whether it's good or bad, what we call good or bad, right? Those lessons we don't necessarily like, but we receive them nonetheless. Those things help us to build and shape and mold our character. So it says that, and it echoes it twice, right? It says, truly, a child's mother is the harbinger, I think I said that right, of prosperity for the child. It says it again. It is the appropriate offering, right, which will make the child to succeed. So, again, it echoes it for the father. It's the appropriate ebo, right, that the father must make so that the child will be prosperous. So, along with ebo comes what? Yeah, Ayo. We was talking about it earlier.
I'm sorry, Baba. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember right now.
Ikilo, the taboo, the advice, right? So with the taboo, with the advice, right? This is a thing that carries us. So if you receive like Esentai, right? We had Esentai done for two of my children, Ifa Domi Loju and Ianifa Ade Tutu, or I don't know what Omo Oba, they Omo Oba, Glories, but Omo Oba, Ade Tutu, and Ifa Domi Loju. They both had Esentaye. So in Esentaye, right, it gives Esentaye is a reading that's done, right? They do different things with the baby and the opon. It's called foot on the ground. Is to make sure that the baby doesn't suffer from SIDS or accidents or things like that. That its egg bay don't call it to heaven prematurely. So the ebo is made. So one of the things about Esentaye is that it will take the child through their entire life, but they have to stay with the taboos that they receive as a child. So the reading, right, the dafa for the child is really for the parent, because the parent is the maintainer of the child, right? The parent is the one who receives the blessings of the child. So what I do is I suggest to parents that have small children that they just do Isefa, right? Because it puts your child on a plan. It also supports you every year and what you're doing, right? Because you receive the blessings of the child. And it's not done in a way like the child have to live in this, have to have a certain quality of life, then the parent is the one that's responsible for that. But the child may bring you a house, the child may bring you a car, the child may bring you opportunity, right? Year after year. Right? We can, that philosophy is carried, even as we grow and become adults, right? You continue to be a blessing for your parents. But those that information that is received from the Essentai or from any dafa that you receive for your child, right, will help to provide the future for the child. So you think about it, right? If the child, unfortunately, there is an egg bay group called IBQ. So you can offer a bow for your child's longevity, long life, right? There's we can see examples of Abiku and things like that with people that die young, right? You can see it with people that die young, that they may have a rapid, um, rapid success and all these other things, and then they die young, right? It's because the ebo that may need to be offered, right? Them for them to have a long life wasn't made, but the ebo was made for them to come from heaven to earth. So all these things, kind of like all this ideology and these tenets of Ifa kind of like work together, right? And this is how we know it's true. Yes, some things take longer to manifest, right? Long life takes we hope that it takes a long time to manifest. Say, Ashe. Anybody else? Ashe.